says, looks like to me there's an hourly head and shoulder play to 102.72-ish on DXY. I'm already short dollar yen from yesterday and have limit to close just over 117. But I'm going to tighten stops today as liquidity, etc. And that comes from Rick, Dean in Oklahoma in our chat room. So do we have an hourly head and shoulder pattern in play? I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, dollar index. I'm sorry. My bad. I still don't see it. Maybe it is on a smaller time frame. Head, shoulder, shoulder. Oh, I see. Something like this. Not possible. I mean, probably just lead us back down to support. Yeah, why not? Playing in this range, I mean, probably get that. Amanda, good morning. Max says, my precious, my precious, my precious, yeah, my precious. Nigel says you need to take more water with the whiskey. Absolutely. You know, last night we went to it's like home decoration stores with my wife and kids. I spent $500 on Christmas crap last night. $500. Not only on Christmas stuff, but on Christmas stuff that was discounted 50 to 75% off last night. I have a lit up R2D2 with a Santa cap on it, a BB-8 with a Santa cap on it. I have a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a 12-foot blow-up Santa, a triple stacked penguin, lit up penguins. It was ridiculous. I don't know. I'm like, hey, you know, we should go pick up some Christmas decorations while they're on sale. You know, let's go over to the home improvement store. The home decoration store. $500. I filled up the entire truck of Christmas stuff. I'll tell you, a house is going to look really cool next year. Can't believe that. The craziness. I needed whiskey last night. That's why, you mentioned whiskey, Nigel. I actually needed whiskey last night. I'm back in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Hi, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you back. Come on, Euro. Pick your crap up and keep moving, please. Sorry. I want to see the Euro spike up here. Daniel says, first time here, why are you quitting the webinars? Have you on CWT? Good stuff. Heard you on, Chat with Traders. I'm sorry. Good stuff. Daniel, I've been broadcasting for 15 years, and frankly, I just don't like you guys anymore. I'm joking. No, I'm going to be trading for a private fund, and be trading a little bit larger, bigger, need more attention focused on that. You'll still be able to find my analysis in other places too, like with my Forex analytics, where I have some colleagues there and post some analysis there. But from a broadcasting standpoint, it's just it's been 15 years I've been doing this, and it's been free. I really got to focus more on my trading and go from there. So Sorry I didn't meet you 15 years ago. It's been a long, long time. Morning Edge is probably one of the longest standing, shows that people have watched, So he goes, makes sense. Gotcha. Thanks for the answer. You're welcome. Okay, continuing on with questions here. Give me a second. Got to go backwards a little bit. Rick says Germany would probably be the best trading time zone, and actually Windsor says, hi Blake, and Windsor's in Germany. Totally agree. My trading day usually is from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. in between enough time to recover, doing the garden, etc. That's awesome. Like I said, if I had my choice of places to be to trade, I would be in Europe somewhere. It would be, you can't choose where your family is, unfortunately, and family is everything to me. So that's what brought me back to Arizona about 5 years ago. I know a lot of you remember when I made the switch and I made the move to come home in 2010, 2011, and I moved back to Phoenix, Arizona to be with my family. And the big thing that really has impacted me a lot is the time zone. Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning is normal. I mean, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning is abnormal. And so me doing the early morning webinars at 3 o'clock in the morning has been tough. It's been tough for me. It's already tough getting up that early, but being, having to, try to conjure up some things to say on some days it's difficult. So it's gonna be weird, in a couple of weeks when after the new year, when I'm sitting at my trading desk and I'm not broadcasting. It's going to be strange. I know it's going to be strange for a lot of you guys. I'm a big part, and I'm admittedly, and I know I'm a big part of a lot of your days. Those of you in Europe catch me around lunchtime or 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I know a lot of you guys in North America, you're strapping on your shoes, getting ready to go to your job, and you're listening into these broadcasts. And I know a lot of you listen in with your kids and your family, and it's been an honor to be such an integral part of your trading lives over the last, for some of you, less time than others, and some of you for over a decade. So I'm going to miss you all. I really will. You guys are, that's why I'll continue my social media presence. I'll be on Twitter. You guys will be able to, there's different ways you can get my analysis. It just, the years of broadcasting and time of me broadcasting has come, to an end. I can't say indefinitely. I'll say, but I can say for the time being, I'm going to be taking an extended break. Jack said Chris Asaro needs his waves to be in sync, though. Absolutely. Nick says Chris is talking about staying up all night trading when he gets his DAX account next year. Haha. That's what he's going to have to do. I'm telling you, it's going to be it's tough. If you live in Hawaii, you have to trade all night long, You think about right now in Hawaii is what, 10, 11 o'clock at night? So to trade the North American session, I mean, you're trading all night long. Alex says, Kauai, we're going there in August. Yay. When we were in Kauai, try to stay, and you probably already have your plans, Alex, but try to stay near Princeville or Honolulu. It's a very lazy city, but it's most beautiful, beach city ever. So quaint. And then Princeville is nice, where all the hotels are at, and you'll probably be in a little bit of a rainier season. We went in July and it was nice, but August, I think it rains a little bit more. We had a Jeep. I had one of those 4-door Jeeps that we cruised around the island in, and it was really nice. Except Make sure you put the top up every day because when it rains, our Jeep by the end of the week smelled a little mildewy. It's so stinky. All right, good. Let's see. Eric says the Big Island has every climate zone found on Earth, from Arctic to rainforest. Plus, you can go four-wheeling on the volcanoes. Badass. That is cool. Joe says API oil stock showed a huge draw yesterday. And, and it's interesting that ahead of today's EIA data, we see crude oil coming off a little bit. Crude, I'm not really too excited about crude at the moment. As you can tell, I'm not. I don't have a good bearing on what crude is doing at this moment. Carlos says, good morning, Blake. Do we have a GDP for New Zealand today at 4:45 Eastern? Hope we can get 70 cents, Greek God's dream. We do. We have New Zealand GDP. I think they're expected at 0.8%. Let me double check that. On a quarterly basis, 0.8%, yes, is what we're expected. A little weaker than last quarterly reading. Yeah, if we can get 70 cents in the Kiwi, that'd be great. If we have a beat expectations. The flip side to that is, take a look at some of these New Zealand pairs. Like here's the Aussie New Zealand. The Aussie New Zealand's right at 105. Okay, here, let's take this. Breaking a downtrend line. So above 105, we're bullish here in the Aussie New Zealand. Okay, you can see it right here at 105. You've got the Euro New Zealand, which is starting to peek its head higher. Okay, you see that Euro New Zealand. Wow, that's a. Hold on really fast. Let me do something. Stand by for a second, okay? I do a little work for you guys. Okay. Let's stop here for a moment and let me do this. Hold on, let me redo that. I don't like that. Okay, see that? All right, let me take a picture of that. I'm long a little bit, by the way. I've been nibbling on this thing, trying to catch some of these, let's say it's 8, 12, 21, 16, Euro, New Zealand, trying to catch some of these moves, some of these cross rate moves. With New Zealand GDP tonight, we have the potential of a cup and handle inside a descending wedge. Could get bullish break. Okay. I'm long a little bit. I'm just looking to add. I've been sitting in it for a couple of days. There we go. Tweeted that out. I think that's a, we break 152 and this thing's gone. You know what I mean? So keep an eye on it. It looks pretty bullish. Okay, so that was the Euro New Zealand. Let's go over to here's the Pound New Zealand. Same type of deal here. Okay. I mean, look at that bad boy. Same deal. That's even possibly an inverted head and shoulder pattern right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, let's go over to the New Zealand. Oops, here's the New Zealand Canadian. New Zealand Canadian, I mean, we're at the 200-day moving average. Remember, this is that inverted head and shoulder pattern. This is going to kill everybody. Remember, I told you, false breakout. This is the worst analysis you could possibly do. Inverted head and shoulder pattern in an uptrend. Guys are schmucks for buying that thing right there. Absolute schmucks. And now they're going to get destroyed as we come below this 200-day moving average. Sorry if you're a schmuck. I didn't mean to personally offend you. I'm just saying, people that do that type of analysis, it's like, it's about poor of analysis you can get with technicals. I think it looks extremely bullish. New Zealand yen. I mean, this New Zealand yen looks like we're going to break down here. So again, talking about GDP numbers tonight, I think if we get a 70-cent move in the New Zealand, that'd be great. I just don't think it's. I look at it and I don't know if it's even possible. Right? Look at this bearish breakdown in this wedge. You guys recall the ascending wedge in the New Zealand yen last week? Look at the bear flag continuation now. Okay, so now let me go back to the here it is. This is the chart from 6 days ago on the New Zealand yen. Okay. All right. There you go. because this one looks like it's just going to get clobbered. It sucks because I had an order to sell Kiwi yen last night at 82, and we got as high as 81.74 last night. Such a bummer. Anyway, I'm not short. Want to be short, but I'm not short. Jack says, like the New Zealand dollar, will you also look at Aussie yen regarding the Aussie US dollar, Blake? Short. Let's see, Aussie yen. Let's take a look, Jack. I mean, this thing, you know, look at, I mean, that's a pennant coming out of that same ascending wedge, very similar ascending wedge, you know. Windsor says, I will miss the true live stories. Alan, you're 55, and that's awesome. That's all I have to say. Amanda, you were looking at the euro yen. She says it's bouncy. She thought it might start breaking, but ooh. You know, I don't know if you should give up hope yet on this euro yen. Hold on. I don't know. It's not as clean as it was yesterday, is it? It's just not. Already got that. Lucas says razor thin liquidity and key U.S. data tomorrow. Prepare for another dollar squeeze. You know, I know it's our last shebang with the dollar tomorrow. So we've got tomorrow. We've got final GDP, unemployment claims, PCE. All stuff that could really move the dollar tomorrow. I don't know, unless I can squeeze off a short euro dollar at like 104.60 today. I can't imagine myself being too aggressive with the dollar going into tomorrow. I don't want to have, the only dollar exposure I plan on having is short euro dollar 30 pips from now if I can get it, but that's it. You know, you don't want to be stuck on the wrong side of the market tomorrow, because you're right, it's going to be razor thin liquidity. It's going to suck. Alex says, hey Blake, can you take a look at the New Zealand yen? Oh, well, I just did. Bear flag play to the side. No wonder you were the first one to retweet that, Alex. It was exactly what you asked for. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could move down to at least 80, if not 79. And I'm not short, which really sucks. But yeah, good eye, man. Good eye. Jack says, Blake, on the New Zealand and Aussie yen, would really like to get short again. What levels would you be looking at, or would you rather focus on dollar yen extreme tops to short into? Well, yeah, I mean, if you can get the dollar yen short at 118, that'd be great. I'd like to get short this again too. You know, maybe like a move like to 81.60, something like that. That'd be great. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but that would be phantasmo. Thomas says, good morning, Blake. Thoughts on the New Zealand yen, please? Well, it looks like we just talked about that too. Seems to have broken out of its flag pattern with a potential downside target of 79 cents. Yes, I think you are correct. Exactly. You guys are on top of this, New Zealand yen. Jim Bob says, can you tweet out just after you drop 1,000 lots, please? Sure, Jim. Absolutely. Ahmad says, what will happen if you don't like working with the private fund? Any chance of coming back? Well, of course. Of course. Of course there is. Bill says, are you trading your own money? Someone else's. Is it a hedge fund? I know you are visiting Greenwich, Connecticut soon. Is it a family office? I spent 6 years in the hedge fund space. Was curious. Before private fund. Bob says, can you say how big the fund you'll be investing? Not too nosy. It is a little too nosy. See, it's the private fund, guys. Jack says Cape Town, South Africa is same time zone as Europe, pretty decent as well. Yeah, I'd like to go visit Cape Town. I've always wanted to do that. I had a friend that was just over there um, 2 years ago. He loved it. He thought it was great. Abraham says, will the daily bias chart stop too, Mr. B? I won't be doing it via webinar. I might post the bias chart somewhere. I will do it. I will continue doing the bias chart for myself every day. It's part of my gig. You know what I mean? It's what I do. Well, it says, why can't you still broadcast? You're still trading, doing the same thing day in and day out, just you have a bigger pot to play with. Because it's a pain in the ass. Sometimes I sit here and talk for like hours for about nothing when the market's not moving. It's not because of you guys. It's just the market's dead. It's like there goes 2.5, 3 hours, 4 hours of my day. Sometimes not being bound to a webinar. I want to try it for a while. You know, like and do things. Um, do things that are important for me, like going to the gym, taking care of my health. You know, the some of these webinars. I mean, I have to sit here and chit chat for a few hours about. I start talking about you know things that have no relationship to the markets. It's different if I was trading equities. Equities are a little different because you have like unlimited things to talk about. In the currency market, all the majors, nothing's moving, and then next thing you know, I don't have the liberty of doing that when I'm with the Wise Trade group. Just saying, all right, guys, hey, I'm out of here. See you guys later. You know, does that make sense? Alex says we're actually staying in the south. The Hyatt Princeville is to the north. Definitely we'll drive to Honolulu Bay. I'll drink up one in your honor once I visit Kauai. If you're staying in the south end of the island, Alex, it's also pretty cool down there. It's drier though. It's definitely the drier part. Euro dollar new highs. Come on, euro. Push. Push. Norm says, again, I tell my students a healthy body first will always lead to a healthy operating mind. Good for you, Blake. Yeah, I really need to, as I'm in my, mid 40s, I need to really start taking care of myself. When you're trading bigger size, it's not actually less stressful. It tends to be more stressful, you know? So I need to make sure that I focus on me. I'm sure you guys can appreciate that, right? Eric says, Blaker, it's really hard for me to admit this, but you do have a life outside of us. I think it's a good move for you and your family, and sounds like it gives you more time for them. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Allison says, hello, Blake. Melbourne, Australia is not a good place to trade the opening times. It is 12:37 in the morning now. I have done a few 3:30 a.m. staying awake at these days in the month, but I'm punished for work the next day. Luckily, work is a no-brainer. Allison, that would be a tough place to trade. Anywhere in Asia, really. It's I wouldn't want to trade the Asian hours and being in the currency market. You know, anywhere in the Pan Pacific, or yeah, that would be a tough place. You know, so Hawaii all the way through like Tokyo, or you just have really odd hours. That would be tough. Um, AB says, best to you, Maureen. Thanks for the years of great analysis, and you did say this day would come for many years, so here it is. Can't thank you enough. Any golden nuggets you want to impart for a long-time listener? Thanks. You know, you guys, I'm gonna tell you this, between you and I. Be here on Friday. I know Friday is going to be a day where most of you don't want to be here, but it will be my last day of broadcasting with you guys. I planned on Friday being more of a training day because the markets probably aren't going to be moving. I'm going to coin it more as a training inspiration type of session. So make sure you guys are here on Friday. Don't take Friday off. I know it's the natural tendencies you're going to want to take the day off on Friday. Believe me, I want to as well. My mom is in town. Her husband's in town. I've got actually a lot of family in town for the Christmas holidays. But I really wanted to take Friday, both Morning Edge and Lunch Money webinar, talking about some just key things that I've learned over the years, and hopefully, you know, things that you can take with you for forever. Okay, I'll charge 50 cents at the door. Just kidding. Ziggy will probably record it. I'm sure he will, and those will, you know, forever be stuck on YouTube. So you know, I hope you get a lot of use out of them, and it makes sense, and you can take those lessons with you. It's some, you know, stuff that you know, I wish I would have learned when I first started trading. So all right, guys. Nick says, we'll be here on Friday, Blake. Hey, Kip, and go down to the pub for a long liquid lunch afterwards. Business as usual, laugh out loud. Would love to buy you a pint. You know, Nick, if I ever make my way to Italy again, which I'm sure I will, I'd love to have a pint with you for sure. How you doing, Nick? Or Dick, how are you doing, Kip?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Just you know, kind of a slow session right now. Just kind of meandering around. Tomorrow's going to be pretty busy. I think we've got a lot of data coming out tomorrow, and that should be our last like hoo-yah, you know, before the Christmas holiday.
Wow.
I was just telling all the guys that, you know, Friday I'll still be here. I'll still be broadcasting, and you know, give some, you know,
Blake's golden nuggets.
yeah, some little nuggets to take along the way, and you know, hope that they'll find them well to the traders out there. So
yeah. Hey, when you were talking about like the worst places to trade because of the hours.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, I went down to New Zealand about 7-8 years ago. One of my cousins, I have a couple cousins that live there, and
yeah,
went to a wedding. And you know, so there it's like 2 in the morning right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The next tomorrow. So yeah, it's I loved it. I'm like, man, I wish I could live here, but I'm like, there's no way. I can't do the overnight equities thing. That would just kill me.
Yeah. It would be tough. I couldn't do it, and I love that part of the world too. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah,
So
it's so beautiful there.
I know.
Wish I could live there.
All right,
Anyway,
guys.
all right,
Well, hey,
Blaker.
you guys have a good one. I'll see you in 3 hours on the Lunch Money webinar. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you, Blake. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye-bye.